So like most people that are into drifting that are, say, my age, or probably most of you guys watching this, you know what Initial D is. And it's pretty obvious that that had a huge influence on my car choices and choice of driving style. So I've been into cars forever. If you guys are watching this, you know it's a family thing and whatnot. In 2004, right after we had a big fire and the garage burnt down, and I had a 97 Eagle Talon, Mitsubishi Eclipse, lost it all in the fire, a couple dirt bikes, all my music equipment, stuff like that. It was a rough year. That winter, I was at work and I basically missed the bus and had to stay a few extra hours in the city. So I went shopping for Christmas stuff, for gifts and whatnot, and I saw this DVD and I figured, you know what, I'll take a chance, I'll pick it up, see what it's all about. I've seen toys and figurines of this brand, this video, this whatever it is, and why not give it a try for the $8.99 at Best Buy or whatever it was. I bought DVD number 6 of the Initial D cartoon series, not having a clue what it was. So I started watching it, instantly hooked. Of course, the first DVD that I got was 3 episodes, and it leaves you on a crazy cliffhanger. We don't know who wins, who loses, the episode ends. So right there, instantly hooked. Went back to Best Buy, found all that I could. Unfortunately, there was only 3 other ones. I ended up having to order them off eBay and stuff before it all started hitting YouTube. Now you can just see it on YouTube, by the way. But this played a huge role in the next few years of my car driving stuff. And it's honestly, it's the reason I bought an AE86. I thought this was so crazy, the story of this young kid going out there drifting this underpowered car. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are watching that can relate to that. They've seen it, they know the feeling where it's such a rush, so crazy, so cool. And then I bought my first AE86. I got it in 2006, in June. I call up a company, get the car, start driving it. Now they say that the AE86 is a car that trains the driver, and I guess that's true, because every time out at the track with it and stuff, it was always about figuring out the technique or the little trick that would get me around the corner a little faster, a little further, a little smoother. It was, you had to work the car, you had to really get in it, you had to find the right steering angles, the right entry speeds, and because it was such a lightweight car with no power, basically it was give it everything you had and hang on to the edge and just keep going. Just keep going and going and going. It's a car that you have to throw into a corner extremely fast to the point where it psychs you out. In the years I had my AE86, I learned a lot about driving. And I didn't drive the car all the years that I had it, unfortunately. The biggest mistake I ever made with that car was going for more power, doing an engine swap, putting a turbo engine in it. I ended up actually having 2 of them, both with SR20 turbo engines. They hauled ass, it was super fast, a lot of tire smoke, but it really took away from the characteristics of the car that I initially fell in love with. It took away the spirit of the 86. If I could go back, I would have left the Torino completely the way I got it. It was modified, but it had the stock engine in it, with some crazy cams, good ignition system, and it just kept going and going and going. It was at 160 horsepower, but it put it down really well. It was a blast to drive the car. It was probably some of the most fun times I've ever been on a track. Since then, I've dealt with a lot of other cars. I've had higher power cars, big V8 cars, turbo cars. I've really driven a lot of stuff, a lot of different style of cars too. I really miss that spirited feeling. So fast forward a few years, now we have this. Toyota 86. Originally it came out in 2013 as a Scion FRS and or Subaru BRZ. They stopped making the Scion, finally went to Toyota in 2017, became the 86. Subaru still makes the BRZ, but I wanted one since 2013. And when the 86 came out from Toyota, badge Toyota, named the 86, I absolutely, that was it. I knew it was time. So now, it's kind of a fresh start. The car's stock, it's just got a set of wheels on it. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna modify it. Not much and not yet. Maybe later on I will, to an excessive amount. But for now, for the next at least year, 2 years, we're gonna keep the mods to a minimum. and I want to really revive the spirit of the 86. So far I've driven this car for a little more than a year now, and I can tell you that it doesn't necessarily train the driver like the original AE86 does, or they claim that it does, and I can sort of believe it and vouch for it from the stuff I said just earlier in this video. But this car seems to pamper the driver a little bit more. With the AE86, to find the sweet spot, you had to look for it, you had to find it, you had to work for it, you had to try everything you could. When you finally figured it out, found the balance point, everything was good. This one, I feel like it throws all that at you right away. The first time I put it sideways, given I have 10 more years of drifting it, 10 years of drifting experience, given that I have much more driving and drifting experience driving this car now, it was a surprise at first. The car kicked out so fast, so easily, but when it sat in the sweet spot, it seemed like it wanted to stay there. Basically, to keep it in the sweet spot when you're sliding with this car, so far what I can tell is you just put your foot in it and balance out your steering. You can feel it, you know what it's starting to do, you know when you want to make it understeer when you're in a drift, or you want to turn into it, go a little wider or whatever. It's really, really obvious, I find, with this car. So this is the beginning of basically a huge learning curve. I'm really thinking about taking this car on the track, doing some lapping, some time attack stuff. I don't really think I should drift it straight out because that's how you bust shit, and I'm gonna have a 240 for that. But you never know, it might happen. But join me, I'm doing this guy. We'll do this together, we'll discover the spirit of the 86. See if this car can potentially be something. I'm sure there's plenty of other videos with cars like this, but this is my video. Enjoy the ride.